This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Can we see it?
Switch to monitors. Sevastopol Station.
Is that damage?
It looks like damage.
Punch up 74, tight angle.
Looks like the dry dock bay is screwed.
I can't bring the Torrens into that.
This is the commercial vessel Torrens out of St. Clair, registration number MSV7760, calling Sevastopol Traffic Control. We're carrying 3 passengers on a whale in...
Tawny Bond, you're holding the Nostromo flight recorder unit. We request immediate permission to transfer the passengers port side over. Hello, Marshal? Marshal, this is the Torrens. Say again? The station's comms seem pretty screwed up, so I fitted Samuel's suit with a radio booster. I can only keep the Torrens in transit for 24 hours.
You'll have heard from us by then.
Safe trip.
Stand by. My contract doesn't cover bloody spacewalks. It's the only option, and it's perfectly safe if you do what I tell you. Depressurizer. Fuck. Hating this. Just shadow me, Taylor. You too, Samuels.
Affirmative.
Fuck happened here? My God, Ripley. You're doing good, Taylor. Just keep moving!
Taylor, Ripley, hold on!
Samuels! Taylor! Respond! Anybody! Okay.
Hey there guys, welcome to another vlog, and today we're going to be talking about Alien Isolation, which I was really excited about this game. After the monumental disasters of just about every Alien game I can ever remember in recent times, this one was smelling in all the right places of all the right things. It was really exciting me. They got back to the roots of fear when it comes to the alien. I think, you know, we forget since Aliens the movie, which I adored, and it's by far the Alien movie that I'll watch the most, and have done about 1 million times, that the first Alien movie is about complete fear of one monster, and it wipes out an entire ship of people. So I think because of Aliens, because of the gunfest, because of the marine hoo-ha that we got in that, which we all loved, I think a lot of the fear factor was lost in what came afterwards in gaming, because everything then became about shooting aliens in the faces and not about how indestructible these bloody things are, and the fact that when you shoot them acid flies everywhere, so shooting them isn't always a great idea anyway. So all of these things had led somehow to us getting an awful Alien Colonial Marines, an awful Alien versus Predator, and all sorts of games that are just tragic and should never have been in existence, really. So this game excited me a lot. Now, the launch of this game, it divided people. The first review I saw, I think, gave it a 5.5 or a 6 or something, and I was like, what? It can't be. The gameplay I'd seen, all the hype I'd seen, it wasn't like, you didn't get the impression it was just them showing you what they wanted to show you. This was genuine people doing genuine playthroughs on YouTube. It was genuine stuff I was watching, so I couldn't understand why it got hit so hard. Then the next review I looked at gave it a 9, and I was like, what? And that's how the whole day went that day when it launched. It was like, here's a 5, here's a 9, here's a 5, here's a 10. It was like, what's going on here? Now I'm actually, in recording this, which is a bit behind the time, I'm actually waiting for my copy of the Order 1886 to arrive, which is doing exactly the same thing this game's done. If you look at Metacritic, there's like, half the people in the world are saying it's average, half the people in the world are saying it's the best thing they've ever played and it's fantastic. So it's another game that's dividing people. We seem to have reached a point where it's very difficult to get a universal like from people. This game, I think, sits on Metacritic in the 80s now. It's basically confirmed, it's solidified its place in a great game standing. And I think in the end that may well be what the Order 1886 does as well. However, well, we'll do a vlog on that once I've played it, once my copy arrives today, hopefully. However, back to Alien, the concept of the game I was excited about. Surprised at the reviews on day one. I didn't buy it on day one. I waited until later on because I was a bit unsure. I didn't wait that long, but it's just taken a while to get the vlog done. I haven't finished it yet because I started it again. I started it at a time when I had loads of games to play, and I kind of went off to do something else, and it took me ages to get back, at which point, as you well know, as someone who's tried to multiplayer games, I'd completely forgotten half the buttons, and I thought I'll just do it again. And in fact, I decided I was going to, by this point, they'd released like an Uber Easy version so you can just fly through it and see the story. And I thought, well, I'll do that and just see how it goes. And if I love it, then I'll play it again on a harder mode and get the trophies for it. So I'm currently playing through it. I'm probably about halfway through it, and I love it. It is absolutely fantastic. The one thing you need for this game to enjoy it is patience. You cannot go into this game and run through levels because you will get eaten. You cannot run through levels. At its heart, this game is a sneak game. You've got to be quiet. You've got to move through shafts and tunnels and under the panels of the floors, and you've got to sneak everywhere. You can't run. If you run, you'll get heard by the alien. You have sections where all the robots are bad. Every alien game, there's an obsession with bad robots in alien movies. It should be called Robot, with the odd alien kicking him out. Anyway, I can understand why they're there, because, you know, to have well, I think this game pans out at about 15 to 20 hours, depending on how you play it. A lot of people have said that it's too long and they would have preferred a shorter experience. I differ on that. I've been playing it, I've probably played it for about 7 or 8 hours, and I played it one night for a load of hours all at once, and I didn't feel it at all. I was really enjoying it. I came back to it like 2 nights later, and I just couldn't settle into it again. And I do really believe that this game, you need to be in a certain frame of mind, and you need to be in a frame of mind that's just patient and happy to spend time with it. I came back to it 2 nights after that, and I was sitting, chilling, loving it again. So I do think it does depend the frame of mind you're in that night as to what you want to play. And with any horror game, I tend to not play them straight through. Mainly because I get completely stressed. But they're quite tense. You know, you're sitting there and you're like constantly in fear of getting caught or whatever. It was the same with Outlast, and it's the same with Evil Within, which I'm also halfway through. So at some point I need to jump out and do something just more relaxing, more fun, not quite as, you know, tense. So I do dip in and out of these sort of games. So this vlog's really, I'm loving it. I'm halfway through, I'm loving it. The acting's fantastic. The cutscenes and everything bring everything together quite nicely. There is a lot of like, go here, fix that, get through that door, pick up the cylinder, take the cylinder back to here to open that door, get the lift working. You know, that's what I expected from this game, really. You know, you're trapped on this space station with the alien. You bump into other characters on the way that will try and help you or will already with you. But in the main part, you are on your own, sneaking around this place, and the game is stunning to look at. It's really beautiful. The movement of the character is fantastic. It's the first-person view, but you really get this sort of, this. They've got the motion just right, where you see the little bobble while you walk. It's not like you're gliding along the floor, and it's not like you're actually on puppet strings, like some can be overboard with it. It's bob on. It's really good. I really, really like the movement of the character. They've got a great... as you go around, you collect sort of bits and pieces that you can make into other things. Not an original concept, but they've done it really nicely, and there's nothing too intrusive. Like, I think the very first thing your very first thing you pick up is like a flare. You then get a torch, which isn't really a gadget you make. You get health kits, which you do make. So you pick up little pieces of things, and then they make one health kit for you. And you literally just hit circle and you hit L1, and then you put the bits in, and you create a med pack. Dead easy to do, and you can do all this stuff on the fly. As far as I think, when you go into that menu, everything's still moving around. So you got to like do it at a nice quiet moment. So I really I didn't quite get it at first. It felt a little bit the first time I played it. Obviously, this is a fresh playthrough. This playthrough, I've actually loved that mechanics that they put in. So that was interesting. The first time I didn't really like it, and the second time I did. And maybe it was just because I was more familiar with it. At this time, I've ended up with a Molotov and a flashbang, and there's a noisemaker which is brilliant. You can throw into another room, and all the robots you're trying to sneak past will all go and investigate what it is, so you can get through. So there's all these little things you can do. I put a flare down in one area where there was loads of humans I was trying to get past, and they all went off to see where the flare had come from, and I snuck around the back because I didn't have anything to take them out with, So you do get a revolver, you do get that, but the revolver, like most of these games, there's not a load of ammo thrown at you, so you have to be very careful about. Really, the revolver is only priceless when it comes to humans. For me anyway, I don't think you have to. I think there's a trophy for not killing anyone actually, but to get past humans swiftly, if you can't sneak past them or are finding it difficult, on easy anyway, a 1 or 2 bullets will put them down. And if you're really stuck with a robot, 2 or 3, I think it's 3 bullets in the head will eventually take them down. So with humans, you can also hit them with like a large spanner or something that you've got. So that's really, really cool when you do get the revolver, but you have to be sparing with it and use it wisely. Also, if you use something like a revolver, you've got to be aware that the alien will probably hear it as well. So you're always sort of looking around yourself, like, did the alien hear that, looking up, and so on. I love the fact that when you're walking down, and it's caught me out a few times, you can see the goo from the alien's mouth coming down through the shaft that it's at. So if you're really paying attention, there's a few times I've nearly got grabbed. In fact, I have got grabbed a couple of times because I didn't spot it. But if you can see where the alien is. Now, I don't know if that happens in the harder versions as well, or whether it's just the easy ones where you see the sort of dribble coming down. It does, like, you're walking along, it's like, holy shit, and you kind of back off and you wait for it to go away. You get, which genius, because we all loved them from Aliens, was the motion trackers from the film, and you get one of those and it's your best friend in this game. I'm walking around with it on all the time, like ding, 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 and you can see, where they are, at least where you don't know what layer they're on, because it could be above you, it could be below you, but that's that's what adds to the suspense. So I love that. And you get a gadget. I have a gadget that removes sort of locks from doors. There's another, you don't really need to do anything with that, you just kind of hold a button and turn it and it takes it off. But there is a scanner type tool, a hacker tool, which you can go to certain doors with, and it gives you little puzzles to open the door. There's a really cool mechanic on that. It uses both thumbsticks, one thumbstick to find the parts that you're trying to hack, and then you have to pick out of all these shapes how to make up the full shape in front of you. So I like that. It's never grown old, hacking through doors and other such things to get things out of. So I'm absolutely loving it. It's a really, really good game. I'm doing the vlog halfway through because it might take me a while to finish it, because I am playing like a few hours of it and then going off and doing something else and then coming back to it the next night or a few nights later and so on. Because it's one of those games I'm happy to do like that, because it is pretty tense to play, like, yeah, as I say, all the other horrors are. Love the fact they went with the daughter of Ripley, Amanda Ripley, in this game. I think they've opened themselves. Well, I don't know what happens at the end, so I don't know whether there can be a sequel or not. But I'm assuming that maybe she doesn't die, and if that's the case, then they've got a great universe there to work with and a great character to carry on. And I'm hoping that's the case because I think she's a terrific character. I suspect that I'll probably agree with people and say that it could have been a much shorter game. I think the orders recently has raised, over the last 2 days, has raised a hoo-ha about, is 5 hours long enough? Well, 5 hours. To be fair, some guy ran through it in 5 hours, but I think it's a 7 to 10 hour gameplay for the normal player. I don't think there should be time, within reason, there shouldn't be time limits thrown on games. I think it should simply be, how much time do we need to tell this story, and is it worth this price tag? And I think for me personally, a 7 to 10 hour story far justifies a £40 game, as long as it's a good experience. I've loved it and I've got on with it. You know, I've spent, I did another vlog there about Assassin's Creed Unity. Thankfully I only spent £25 on it, because if I'd spent £40 on it for the story that I got, I'd rather have had a 7 to 10 hour Uber experience than the 20, 30 hours that I spent running around picking up chests and stuff and a rubbish story in Assassin's Creed Unity. Given the choice, I would spend £40 on the Uber experience for 7 to 10 hours, not the £40 for Assassin's Creed Unity. That's the way I feel. I'd rather have a brilliant experience than a really long experience that wasn't that enjoyable but is so-called worth £40. But it's within reason, and but anyway, I'm going slightly off track here. I might do a vlog on that sort of stuff, or talk a bit more about it when I do the Order vlog. But anyway, the Alien Isolation, absolutely worth getting if you love. Even if you don't love horror games, I mean, to be fair, once you've seen the Alien a few times, it's not as scary toward the middle of the game where I am now as it was at the beginning, because you kind of know what's going to happen. I've been caught by the alien a few times, so I kind of know what happens when I get caught. So it's more like, oh shit, you know, rather than freaking out. You know, it's not like my Scream Like a Girl moment in my other video where I played PT as it's called, the Silent Hills demo. So it's not terrifying like that once you've played it for a while. It's more frustrating when you get caught and you do it again. So the only thing that's aggravating about this game is the lack of save points in cutscenes. This game, you have to reach save points and you have to, you know, save it manually. There is no auto saving in this game outside of, I think, when you go into changing area. When you go into a physical change area segment, I'm pretty sure it does an auto save there, but they're very few and far between. So you are looking for save points all the time. And that is absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. I platinumed my Dead Space 2, where you could only save the game 3 times. I understand why a concept like that's there, and I love it. I do. I think it adds an edge to everything you do in a level. However, if you reach a massive cutscene and is then followed by a big amount of action and you die in the action, and you have to go away back from before the cutscene and have to do the whole cutscene again, it just doesn't lend itself to the game. It's not even, it's just not fun, and it doesn't add anything to the game. So I actually put a tweet up with the guys who made the game, tweeted in saying, absolutely adore your game, but I think you should put a save point in a major cutscene. Because I think it just frustrates the hell out of people when they're playing it. And I think it would put people off, to be honest. I think an average gamer would be put off by that and go, oh, to hell with it, and turf it away. And then, you know, that's bad press when they go talking about it to somebody else. So little thing, there's a very tiny thing. But, you know, it depends where your last save point was. Fortunately, when it happened to me, my last save point was a spit away from the cutscene. But I still had to do a bit of collecting that I'd done before I hit that cutscene. And of course you don't know the cutscene's coming, so, you know. Anyway, it's a very small gripe. It's a great game. It's fantastic. You can get it, I think, for 20 quid now, but it's well worth 40. So hats off to you if you can get it for £20. Go play it. It's a fantastic game. Anyway, there you go. There's my thoughts on Alien Isolation, and we'll be back with another vlog soon. You guys take it easy. Bye.